reason for raw and real are really what makes video so compelling, but how do you still have a strategy and create content? And I think what you went to New York for last week is a great example of something that was real, raw in the moment, but also very strategic and planned.
Yeah, so I had the opportunity, for those of you that don't know, I had the opportunity of getting out to Times Square in New York City for Applebees, thanks to the group over at BTC Revolutions, who gave me the opportunity to really be there. There was definitely a strategy and definitely a plan in place. It wasn't like, hey, here's a camera, go live stream and do whatever you want. It was to an extent, given the fact that they trusted who I was, but they trusted who I was because I already showed and proved on video that I could handle a live stream. I can handle talking and knowing what I'm talking about. So Applebee's had me out there, and we live streamed and an event they had was the Taste the Change Fest. They changed up their menu, and they did this big party in Times Square. They basically blocked off a whole section of Times Square. And this just goes to show how well they executed this. They took this entire section of Times Square, blocked it off. So they had this physical location where people could come. There was over 2,000 people that came. There was free food. There was pool. There was darts. There was live entertainment. Jason Derulo, the ex-ambassadors, performed. So they were able to bring in a variety of senses right there. So they had physical marketing, right? Well, they took this physical marketing plan in Times Square, and they blasted it nationally through Twitter, through Facebook, through Instagram. And then they said, well, how about we do a live stream for those people that can't be in New York City? How do we get them here and feeling like, hey, you're part of something? Well, that's where the live stream came in. So we took to Periscope, and we live streamed the event. We did like 6 or 7 20 to 30-minute streams. We broke it down. It wasn't just one long stream, so it became kind of snackable. And we were able to interview everybody that was there, and not everybody, but talk to certain people and talk to the staff, I got the chance to talk to Jason Derulo after the event. So it was like people got a chance. So if you were watching on Periscope, you actually had more access than someone that was actually at the event that didn't get to talk to Jason Derulo. Now, how cool is that? And it was so well executed from a marketing standpoint because they really pushed it hard, to the tune of nearly 500 million impressions just in that day around a specific hashtag, Watch Applebees. And they had the video billboards up on the screen, so people were able to tweet into the hashtag. So there was just a lot of different things that came into play, but it was all really focused around that live streaming, getting more people around this event that was happening in one location. Times Square was literally, it was a little like 100 by 100 block that we were on, square foot block, and the whole world or whoever wanted to watch it, felt like they were there. So,
well, let's keep in mind something real quick, that you kind of you threw it under the rug to start your conversation, and this was the key. They trusted you because they watched you on video.
I don't like to brag about myself, but yes.
Well, I'll brag about you for you. I'm pretty good at that part of it. I can master that element. Here's the deal. For me, they could have sent an Applebee's employee. They could have sent somebody to go out there and do that. They trusted you because of a relationship that you built and that you validated online with video. And I think that ability to do that allowed them to trust you, that they gave you some swim lanes, thank God, because I don't think they give you an open canvas, then you really get scared on what not to do. They gave you some swim lanes. You went out there and rocked it. I loved it. I'm seeing Nick Cicero and Chris Barrows hanging around the outside, and Suzanne, and I felt like, not only did Applebee's get it, but I tweeted this out today. Literally since Vincenzo, and I, of course, am a fan and friend of yours, since you did the Periscope, and it was before Jason Derulo got on there, because the celebrity element wasn't what drew me in, it was how the brand was using it. They had a picture of a sandwich that you put onto the Periscope, and you said, what is that you guys are eating? I've been craving that sandwich for Applebee's since he did that Periscope. That to me is an element there, and I tweeted it out, and it might come across as like me giving, it's the truth, and I can honestly say, and I think that's the element where these brands are getting it. I took over the Social Media Today handle a couple weeks ago, and I did a promo for how they're going to promote the Social Shakeup event. And you know what? They gave me no swim lanes. They just said, hey, Brian, we trust you. Drive some traffic to our event. People are going to be excited to come see you speak. And I think that trust element is key. And I think when it comes to brands, my philosophy, I've been telling this across the board, it's easy. Think like a fan. You know what Applebee's fans wanted to see? They wanted to see a Meerkat star go out there and kind of engage with the Applebee's chefs, Applebee's food, bring in a celebrity, have that conversation, and give them access that fans never have access to before. And guess what? Not only did it work, but then you hit it out of the park. I love what Amanda Hite and I love what the BTC team does when it comes to true engagement on social media. That's how brands have to do it. MasterCard's doing it really well. Mashable's doing it really well. I thought Huffington Post Live the other day did a really cool one where they were interviewing people before they got interviewed on HuffPost Live. Like, think like a fan. It sounds freaking simple, but I think that's what Applebee's did, and that's why it's a home run.
Yeah, and Ben Phillips just dropped a note in the feed here, and he said that I was all over Snapchat stories too. So the other part of the day was bringing in influencers and people tied to the cause, essentially, to amplify it. So Nick Cicero was there, like you said, Chris Barrows was there. I had personally my assistants for the day, Susan Harrison, so she was tweeting for me while I was like trying to do all this other stuff. And so Snapchat. You know, people were blasting out via Snapchat. So, and of course, that's video as well. It's just a different type of video, but it was all over the place. So, I just
well, actually, that's a good point too. There, I mean, what you're saying there on that whole, Snapchat and influencers, they didn't go to all these communities and say, "You suck where you're at. Come watch us here." They brought the audience, the content to the audience in all different forms, and I think we have to think about that, and that's why I have Meerkat and Periscope going right now, and that's why I will not answer the question versus Meerkat versus Periscope. It's too early, and tell you what, my communities are different on both. Sometimes they overlap, but I like both of them, and why would I force someone that wants to provide value from me to go to where I'm at? I think that's the wrong way brands are doing it today. They say, come to my landing page of my website. Stop where you're engaging and having fun. Come, let me inconvenience you so I can go provide my value.